In tonight's Corner Office, on a mission to save children in need with one surgery at a time. That's the focus of a group known as Surgeons of Hope, an organization that provides life-saving heart surgery to children who lack the resources for proper care in many of the most remote areas around the world. Charles Catherine is the executive director, and he joins us now to talk to us about it. Charles, how did the idea of this get started?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Andrew. And now, back in the 70s, when we thought of this issue, which, heart conditions for children in developing countries is a leading cause of mortality. And in the 70s, they thought that the issue was to bring back those children to America or Europe to be operated, and we thought it was not efficient. So Surgeons of Hope started 14 years ago, and we decided to go there in developing countries.
And go where the patients were.
Where the patients were, and to help them by building facilities, heart centers, sometimes from scratch.
Is the challenge in these areas lack of training of the doctors, or is it lack of money for the most modern equipment?
It's a bit of both, but our priority is obviously to form the doctors. The equipment, we can find it thanks to many American corporations, but the issue, is to form the doctors.
And so how do you recruit the doctors here? Doctors from all around the world, basically?
Yes, we're very fortunate. I mean, I'm French, and we have lots of French doctors, but we're an American organization, and we have lots of American hospitals that are with us and that send their best surgeons to our heart centers.
You do a lot of work in Africa, for example. How big of a problem is pediatric heart problems?
So in Africa or in Latin America, where we work as well, pediatric surgery is very needed. It's the leading cause of mortality for children. And about 1% of every child is born with congenital heart problem. And if they're not operated, they might die. So we decided that it was a priority, and we need to help those governments. And we do so by building those facilities and forming the doctors.
And for the most part, are the governments receptive to this? Because there's obviously many different governments in Africa and across the country, and some more friendly to their people than others.
Well, that's one of the main factors that we take in consideration when we decide to go to a country. And we are fortunate in Africa. We worked in Senegal and Mozambique, and it was very, very fruitful. In Nicaragua right now, in Latin America, it's also very efficient, and it's impossible without good governance.
How is the organization supported?
Well, we have many corporations that back us, Edwards Life Sciences, among others. And we are fortunate also to have lots of supporters, and then invite your viewers to go on our website to join the crowd. And so that's how we work.
When you joined the organization, you recently took over, I believe. What sort of struck you about the mission?
Yeah, I started 4 months ago. I'm very excited, actually. And I felt that we were doing a great job for the missions, but in terms of communication, we were not as good as we should be. So now, I'm very glad to be here, and it's very important for the people to support organizations such as ours.
And to hear about them.
And to hear about them, because we need to raise awareness, and people need to understand that, yes, here, surgery is something we take for granted.
We only have about 30 seconds left, but the question is, ultimately, how do you get these countries to have the resources to do this themselves? So this issue is never going to go away, but that's something you want to get to.
Exactly. We're trying to solve the problem. We help them to build the centers and form the doctors, and when we leave after 4 or 5 years, we leave a heart center that's functioning and sustainable. At Surgeons of Hope, we believe that what matters is not what you bring, but what you leave behind. And we help all those countries to be self-sufficient.
Okay. Charles Catherine, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Andrew.
Andrew.
We'll put your website up so everybody can see it. Thanks for coming.